Hello everybody, welcome to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, where the teams and drivers have shifted their focus to rounds 7 and 8 of the Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by Michelin. I'm John Hindorf, and with me in the IMSA Global Broadcast Centre is Shea Adam. Before we get to today's racing action, let's go back in time to rounds 5 and 6 at Barber Motorsport Park.
Hello everybody and welcome along to the 2025 Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by Michelin. Things are looking a little sketchy weather-wise. Green flag is waving. Looks like Fletcher and Gonzalez have got away with massive backside run down the outside by Tyler Gonzalez. Tyler Gonzalez and BSI Racing wins it. Green flag is waving, and it's a very even break. Into already tyres, I think, beginning to come up the temperatures, and as usual the battles are fast and furious in the midfield. Oh my goodness me, what a finish! Tyler Gonzalez wins it from Western Workman.
We're at exactly the halfway point of the season, and only 2 drivers have earned MX-5 Cup race wins this season. Twice MX-5 Cup champion Jared Thomas and BSI Racing's Tyler Gonzalez. Despite Gonzalez winning the last 3 rounds, he still trails Thomas in the championship standings by 40 points. NASCAR Xfinity driver Jesse Love joins the field again this weekend. He'll be driving the number 2 BSI Racing entry. Let's hear from the young driver.
Race in Mexico in a few weeks of NASCAR stuff, so great prep for me to come to Mid-Ohio in the MX-5 Cup and get some laps, race against some really good competition, some really good road racers that are really good at what they do, and good opportunity for me to learn a lot.
The Mazda MX-5 Cup Shootout Scholarship winner Noah Harmon is leading the Rookie of the Year Championship and is 4th in the overall point standings. Right, get your helmet on, tighten those straps. It's time to get to the start of round number 7.
At the field, now under the control of Nate Cicero. The green flag is in the air. Let the battles commence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across the track. As Cicero holds on to the lead in the first right-hander down the hill. Everybody else trying to be checkered at the moment. Over the top, good crowd here for the big weekend of IMSA racing. And Nate Cicero, Shea Adam, continues to lead.
Nate Cicero holding on to that lead, although having to fend off very difficult from Nathan Nicholson, who's a driver very hungry for his first potential win. Gresham Wagner slipping back to 3rd in that Rafa with that MR car. And Gresham had a very eventful 2 practice sessions yesterday, in the second of which Bryce Cornier dropped a wheel off the track and threw a chunk of concrete into Gresham's windshield. Thankfully, it was toward the end of the session, meant that they were able to replace the windshield. There was no practice time lost, but still one of those videos that will get your attention.
Watch out for that car as well, the red and white car with the yellow rollover bar. That is Justin Thomas. Then that's your top 6. But we've got, I would say, all the way back to the 10th position car, the number 44 car, sitting in that lead battle as they cross the line again. Laps do not matter here in terms of the race length, Shea, but they do matter for the extra points for leading the most laps. And what do extra points make at the end of the season?
In honor of Alan Space's t-shirt this weekend, real cash money. It does equate out to championship points, equal money at the end of the season. But even more than that, when you get places in the form of the race, you walk away with checks every day. The race winner today will get $6,000. And as a matter of fact, Tyler Gonzalez, I mentioned how he's won 4 races this year. That means that he's almost made as much money through 4 races as somebody in America makes in half a year working their job. It pays to be in this championship. And Nathan Nicholson knows that being out front pays money. That's where he wants to be. Nathan Nicholson to the lead of this race.
And still 40 minutes to go. The yellow and black car then leading. Nicholson from the mostly white car in second with Nate Cicero. And for a moment, Nicholson pulls out about 3/4 of an MX-5 length, and that in the context of what we see in these races is actually a cushion. Top 3 have maybe a full car's gap back to 4th place. The Adiconis car has Fletcher right up his tailpipes, and then Justin Thomas. That's your top six, still just watching further down the field. Still 34 minutes to go, no breakaways yet. Been a few exciting moments, but we try and keep our heart rates down just a little bit until we get into the last few laps. Oh, off at the side of the road. That is not good news. Now, is this going to bring the safety car out? That's Ethan Tyler. That's turn 12.
Yeah,
Off
I can
to
see
drivers left by the look of it.
He's pushed up against the barriers at the start of the banners. Basically, it looks like he drove straight off at turn 12. As yes, Tawny now with the double yellows out, so we are full course caution. But even if you didn't know better from this angle, John, you would think he just parked against the banners and maybe found a safe space. Given how the banners are disheveled,
yes,
I don't think that was the case.
Ethan Tyler has been pulled away. The timing says he has resumed. I'm not sure that is true. He may have gone into the pit lane. Yes, he has. Just ahead of the green flag, which now comes at the finish time for the restarts. And we are racing just on 28.5 minutes to go. And it was Gresham Wagner who brought them back to the line, who leads them through the first corner and climbs up towards the keyhole. Nathan Nicholson got a decent shot away in second position with the red and white of Jared Thomas and JTR Motorsports. Then it's a pair of McCumbee McAleer Racing cars for Nate Cicero and Jeremy Fletcher, although they're side by side. And watch out for Tyler Gonzalez. Elio Meza has come up there as well for BSI, another one of the rookies, and in fact he is now the best of the rookies as Justin Adiconis restarted down in 8th position. This is tight running down the hill, and there's only room for really one car up the inside if you're going to try it. And here comes the dive down the inside for Jared Thomas. Can't get that one done. Nicholson holds on to the inside line for the left-hander. That one is not over yet as they continue scrapping. Gresham Wagner, Nathan Nicholson, Jared Thomas, Nate Cicero, Jeremy Fletcher, all very experienced drivers at the front of the field, Shane.
Yeah, there is history between Nathan Nicholson and Jared Thomas, so that battle is not over yet, particularly if it's going to come down for a win. Nathan Nicholson will put the elbows out, so that we need to keep an eye on. Driver who sets the fastest lap, 10 bonus points go the way of the driver who leads the most lap, and then 10 points already been awarded to Nate Cicero for that pole position. So right now, there are still points that make a difference in the championship, and if you think, 10 points, whatever, that's the smallest margin in this championship, that won't make a difference. It did. It's the reason that Jared Thomas won his first championship. It was a 10-point difference between he and Connor Zilic. Last season, 10 points made the difference between third and fourth. So those prizes do actually equivocate to the money. It does pay to finish better and to be ahead.
At Shea Adam, I'm John Hindorf, and there's a great battle going on at the head of the field between the two red and white cars. There's slightly less red on the car as the leader, Gresham Wagner for Rafa Racing. Then it's JTR Motorsports Engineering, and the JT is Jared Thomas in that's a classic motorsport livery, isn't it? And it's trademark bright yellow rollover hoop. Over 250. Oh, problem for Cicero. Cicero's pulled onto the left-hand side, and he's slowing down and pulling off the track. That is some kind of mechanical issue, which is so unusual on these cars, Shay. And he's going to try and stay out of the way and get it back to the pit lane. He's only got the carousel, or at least 2/3 of the carousel to get round to get it into the pit lane. But that number 83 car dropping like a stone on the timing and scoring.
Mid-Ohio, and he really does seem to be that little bit extra driven, no pun intended. I'm curious as to why Nathan Nicholson, after being so feisty off the start of the race, has been almost happy to sit back in P5. But you bring up a good point, John. When you fight, you draw other people in. Nathan knows that, so maybe he's happy to sit in line, because then it's a 5-way battle for the lead instead of just a 12-car battle for the lead.
Well, exactly so. We're starting to get a little bit feisty now with Elio Meza trying to get up the inside of the second place Jared Thomas. The red and white car is the second place car. And let's not forget, Nathan Nicholson was right up at the sharp end of the field, battling for the lead, then dropped all the way down to 6th or 7th, and has used Jeremy Fletcher in the nicest possible way to get himself back over this. And he's using him again here as he drafts down the inside, going into the S's and Madness section. And he might just be able to squeeze down the inside of Whelen Mazda there. Elio maybe showing a little bit of inexperience. And there's somebody's been spun down. I think it was Nicholson. Nicholson's gone around. Yes, it was. The yellow car of Nicholson getting a little tap as it came across the top of the brow there. And Nicholson, from being, I think, in 4th at one stage, is all the way back. That might be outside the top 10. Just happening as the 3 cars of Nicholson, Fletcher and Mazda were coming through. See if we can pick the bull out of this. He was right alongside Mazda, up on the curb. And then, Mazda just got into the left-hand side. Rear.
Fletcher needs to be careful here. The
What do you reckon,
leader
Shiv?
is Gresham Wagner, who is his teammate, even though the Rafa Motorsport car is technically running under a different team banner. But they are still all MMR. In 3rd place is BSI, in 4th is JTR. And again, of all these drivers fighting for the win, only Jared Thomas has experienced the sweet taste of the champagne from victory so far this season. Are we going to keep that going, or are we going to get a different winner? We'll find out in about a minute and a half now. White flag is out.
White flag is out, and that incident between the number 68 and Farhan Siddiqui, that will be replayed. So Steve Webber will not know his fate, and neither will Farhan until after the event. That's because both cars are not moving. Now is go time. All that time in the lead for Gresham Wagner, and Jeremy Fletcher's been biding his time. Remember, he put fastest lap in after fastest lap to get back to this battle. He brought Nathan Nicholson with him, but he's now out of this battle. The driver most likely is Whelen Mazda at the moment, who pushes through, and there is a change of lead, and it's Fletcher pushed through by Mazda, who dives to the left-hand side. There's still 4 in this, and only 3 on the podium, and off goes Jared Thomas. That is a very unusual thing to see. Jared just trying to get in to the corner too quickly, lost the rear Michelins. He's going to be in the beach, in China Beach, right on the edge of it. There are now 3 left for the 3 steps on the podium, and it's the rookie that's right in the middle of the 2 experienced drivers. And there's a problem. Somebody slowing down there, was there? Yes, there was. The number 81 car, Gresham Wagner, lifted out of it. I'm not sure what was going on there, but was side by side for a moment. But it's Fletcher that's leading as they come through to the end of the lap. The white and blue car scrapping over second, but there's only one winner as they cross the line, and it's McCumbee McAleer Racing's Jeremy Fletcher.
Gresham Wagner led for most of the race, but Jeremy Fletcher drove a fantastic final 4 laps and has secured his first win of the season. He's down in victory lane.
Last couple laps were good. I knew I had the car. Honestly, we've had it all year. We've qualified on pole multiple times, and I just haven't really come through. It's kind of a do-or-die season for us financially, so I've been putting that stress on my shoulders, and I think I finally let that go and just went out there and did my thing. Honestly, I didn't think I had as much time as I had left, and Gresham, my teammate, was out front, so I was messing with Jared a little bit, trying to get that gap, and then he kind of came over and told me I had 5 minutes left, and I knew I could kind of get that thing done on my own, so got around Jared, went out there, caught Gresham, and then got it done on the last lap.
Well done to Jeremy and the entire McCumbee McAleer Racing team on their win. The tight turns of Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course have provided us with some great racing over the years. Today was no different. Here's Shea Adam looking forward to race 2.
And with that checkered flag, we are somehow halfway through the 2025 Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup Championship season already. Finally, a different winner besides Tyler Gonzalez and Jared Thomas. It came in the form of Jeremy Fletcher, a very calculated drive. He was so calm at the end of the race. He needed this win. He knew it. He got it. Tomorrow is going to be a completely different case, though. We had quite a bit of contact today, a lot of penalties that race control is going to be looking at after the fact. I'm sure they're looking at it now, as a matter of fact. But tomorrow, it's rain, and that changes everything. What tires are people going to run on? Are they going to chance it if maybe it starts to get a bit dry? Come in and put on some dry weather Michelins? We'll just have to wait and find out. Round 8 of the championship is effectively a reset. Anything has happened to this point. Anything can happen going forward to the checkered flag at the Road Atlanta weekend. Find out with us at the Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup Championship. I'm Shay Adam. I'll be there for you.
Just here are the unofficial Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup point standings. Nathan Nicholson is leaving the weekend as our championship leader. He's still not had a win this season. McCumbee McAleer Racing's Jeremy Fletcher now sits in second place. What a great showing this weekend. It's been a tough weekend for Jared Thomas and Tyler Gonzalez. Jared now in third, Tyler in fourth, rookie Noah Harmon in fifth position in the overall championship. For rounds 9 and 10 of the Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by Michelin, we'll be heading north of the border to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. That's on July the 11th through to the 13th. For Shay Adam, I'm John Hindorf. I'll see you there.